Hi, subscribers and viewers of OWUUBII channel. I bring to you again a video on mikrotik, and it's all about mikrotik hotspot. I have a tool which is called a Userman. It's a third-party tool which can be integrated into mikrotik to serve as a hotspot authentication point. From here, you can generate vouchers, you can generate hotspot users, you can limit their bandwidth, you can limit their upload and download speeds, and a whole lot. So kindly stay tuned whilst we go into details on how this software actually works. Okay, so kindly relax and then watch me as I give you details on how this software works. Thank you. So without wasting time, this is the application I'm going to use for this hotspot, Usermanager, and the name of this application is the User Manager, okay, or the Userman. That's the name of this application. And before you launch it or before you get it working, you need to enable a service in the IP section of mikrotik, which is under service. So we have IP and then services. You need to enable the API services in mikrotik, and this is the default port of the API in mikrotik, or you can specify your own port number, okay, but let's leave it at default. Then you return back to the application and assign the IP address of the So before we even start with the configuration of the application, which is going to serve as a hotspot server, we need to first configure our hotspot. Okay, we need to first configure a hotspot. And so let's say this is, I'm going to configure my hotspot here, port 9. Okay, so this is my hotspot. Okay, and then I'll assign okay, so this is the hotspot. Okay, because it's a slave. So let me take it out from the slave mode, and then we can, okay, so I can do that under bridge. So let me take it out of slave mode, port 9. Okay, I'll get it back there, and then we go ahead and then we create a hotspot on port 9. When we are done, okay, so I don't want any cookie stuff here. Okay, so there are no users here. There is a default user, which is the admin, and a default profile. So our configuration is going to be based on these two stuff here. Okay, so we are done creating our hotspot. The next thing to do is locate our application, which is called the Usermanager or the Userman. Okay, and then configure our IP address of the hotspots. Okay, and in this case I'm going to use a domain. And then the password, I mean the login details of it. So very soon it's going to log me in. Right, so we have it opened here. Okay, so now this serves as our hotspot server, so or our hotspot application management. And so let's go ahead and start creating. Okay, first of all, let's deal with the tabs up here. We have the hotspot user management. This is where we create the user, I mean the hotspot users. And then you can see the active users here. This is where we create the list of hotspot users. Okay, and so if you look here, we have a default user which is the admin, and this is the data it fetches of the admin, about the admin's upload limit, download limit, total limits, and all those things. And this is where we can create or export vouchers of these file forms, example PDF, HTML. Okay, and this is where you can do away with all hotspot users, as in clear them, clear expired users, or by group or comment or bandwidth limitation. Okay, and this is where you can delete all hotspot users, expired users, and by group users as well. If we come to the next tab, this is where you configure quotas for or limitations, bandwidth limitations for hotspot users, and so we'll do that as well. And then here is where you deal with the configuration or how this platform should look. Okay, so this is where we deal with the configurations of it. So we'll do with that as well. As we can see, we have the validity and QR code login and stuff like this. Okay, so let's begin. Let's create a hotspot user or hotspot users. So you need to first click here. It will give you something like this. If you have it created already, you can import it. You can import it into the router or the hotspot file. You can edit it, you can clear counter or delete as well. You can either create singularly or you can generate in bulk. Okay, so let's create for singular. Before we get to this side of it, we need to first create quotas, the limitations for these users. And so let's first deal with the first one, list bandwidth limitation bandwidth. So let's add by group, shared user, shared user of this group. Let's say, okay, let's limit it to 50. Bandwidth limitation 1000 kilobyte, 1000 kilobyte, and then you save. You can likewise create, you don't have to actually stop this window. You can continue and create a new one. So let's say okay, this 250 and then this okay. So I've created, let me create another one Okay, so I've created tray list of bandwidth limitation group. Okay, let me go ahead and create another one. And whatever we create on this platform links up to the router. So if we go back to the router, we are going to see all this configuration we are doing here. Right, so I'm done creating this. Let's move to the quota limitation. Quota limitation by group comment, bandwidth limitation. Okay, so let's say all. So you have the option all hotspot users by group comment bandwidth limitation. Okay, so let's say bandwidth limitation by group. So bandwidth limitation by group. Okay, so here we have 1 meg. Let's say we have 1 meg. 1 meg. Total 2 meg. Okay, so this is bandwidth by group limitation. So in this group, I'm going to give them about let's say 100 meg upload, 100 meg download. In total is 200 meg upload and download by group. I can leave it on default so that it affects every group, you understand, or I can assign differently. So let's say GOG, and then you save. Okay, then you do the next one for the other group. Let's say this will be 200M, 200M, and total will be 400M. So let's say this guy, and then you save, and then probably another one, 400, 400, 800. Okay, to this dude here, and then the last one, to this dude. Okay, so we are done with the quota limitation according to groups. Okay, the next one is the queue, simple queue. Okay, so if you come to simple queue, this is where you can assign the queue according to upload and download. So the first queue is GOG. Okay, the rate is 1. The download same, the rate is also 1. Same here. The upload. So let's say 50M. Yeah, so 50-50, right? Making 100. Then target the hotspot IP, and that is the target, and then you save. Then you go on for the next one as well. Perhaps this is the only change. Okay, then you save. Let me do the last one. Okay, yeah, done with this. The next one is the fair usage policy. I want it to affect every group. Okay, in this case I want every group to be affected by this. Limitation up to okay, so when we are done, you just click on save, and then it affects every member of this hotspot. Okay, now tools is where you can simply change the password of this hotspot. Management, the language is basically language. The voucher template is where you can upload a custom template. If you don't have any, you just leave it at blank and then you go your way. This is where you can simply change the themes of this platform. You can also reboot the router from here. Then validity setting. Okay, so this is where you select the validity of all those hotspot profiles you've created. So let's say 1 day, and then you install. That's it. And this is for the hotspot QR code, as in you can use a QR code to simply scan and log in instead of typing all those letters. Okay, so basically we are done with this part of it. The next one is the logs. This is where you can see everything that has happened, okay, on this log. Then we are back to the hotspot users, and so let's create one hotspot user. And select the group, and then give a comment. Then you save, create new one again, hotspots, and then select the group, and then you pass a comment, and then you save. So this is for individual. Now if you want to create for bulk, just click on generate and select the hotspot server, and then you decide whether it should be in numbers or uppercase or lowercase. In this case I want uppercase. Then the login name strength, if you put a prefix, it's going to use a prefix like OW, and then you assign maybe 3 characters to it. If you can select a character of passwords you want to use, or you can use the same login name. Okay, so go ahead and select the bandwidth limitation group, time limitation, so let's say 1 day, okay, number of users who can use this voucher, only one. The price, is $5. The validity is 1 day. And then you click on generate. Okay, number of users. So let's say I want 50 number of users for this particular one. So it's going to generate a whole bunch of 50 users for this particular voucher. Okay, so it is done. So we now have our 50 users here, okay, which is generated from a bandwidth which has been allocated to them. You can singularly delete, okay, edit or clear counter. So let's say I want to edit this particular username and change the username and change the kind of bandwidth the person is supposed to get. You can simply do that here. Okay, so this is just about the Userman, which is a third-party software which works with mikrotik and gives you this unique platform called the Usermanager application. I mean the Hotspot users application management. Okay, thank you for watching this. Thank you viewers and subscribers for watching this particular video. It's good that we have such a tool which helps Hotspot in mikrotik. So you can always get this tool online. It's actually a free tool to get. Okay, thank you again for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to share my videos, like my videos, and comment on my videos as well. Thank you very much.